kali jaso ni herin vos brele hata men sefer golor Shlam korki veje Rahiva glanos teron Smörnari me avesis mentir contemio Rahi me marachayanu Nana fan Gan kacha gan bat gan granin bracher bilam Ak jalan grave mariti lapas moyan Sorrow hakt wanam yekus tu fechin choram anaw Buchel jagt bomola jagt mich Hake gamer cheko la hogva jasa value Machal me mostor ni doi chakachal me mohiu Hisni molam do fog nan frog a ter kahul bien
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Sherman on the pipes. Hip, hip. None better. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm Todd Menton. I'm an instructor at the Center for Irish Music. Welcome to EGSA 2025. Come on. Do not hold your applause. Do not hold your applause under any circumstances, okay? It's my pleasure to thank our corporate sponsors for starts, friends. Go down the list of these lovely people who are supporting the traditional Irish music instruction here at CIM. We're starting with Larkin Hoffman Attorneys. Special thanks to Mr. Patrick Cole. Larkin Hoffman. Right there. Right there. Many thanks, many thanks. Come on, come on. Very, very, very special thanks to the very building in which we reside, the Celtic Junction Arts Center. Cormac and Natalie O'Shea. Come on. C. Jack. I say C, you say Jack. C. Jack. C. Jack. C. Jack. Yep. Quick Silver Express. Many thanks to Jeff Larson, corporate sponsorship. Quick Silver Express. Come on. Yep. Oh, very special thanks, corporate sponsorship from Red Locks Irish Whiskey. Thanks, Kieran Folliard. He's there. Right there. I saw you sit down. You can't, saw you sit down. And also the Food Building. Come on, the Food Building, corporate sponsorship. And last, but absolutely positively not least, I just have to say that it's with deep gratitude, but a little bit of a heavy heart that I thank these people. Irish on Grand. Come on, for Irish on Grand. Come on, come on, come on. Pillars of the community. If you're in the cities, you need McVitie's, you go to Irish on Grand. Okay, none better. Thanks very much, me, Maeve, and Liam. All right. Some individual sponsors now, if you don't mind. Our individual sponsors, Mr. Alex Avang. What? I'll just run these names down. James Fahy. Oh. Joanne Vano. Come on. Yep. Heather and Justin O'Carrick. Thank you so much, Heather and Justin. Dave and Suzanne Reese. Individual. Yep, yep, yep. Kim and Tim Scanlon. Last but very, very definitely not least, Tom and Christy Sullivan. Let's hear it for our individual sponsors. All right. I need a new clipboard. I keep telling myself I'm going to buy a new clipboard. All right. Now, I'll introduce this evening's host. There's a video. There's a video. Okay. There's going to be a video. Let's hear it for the video. Now, up. All right, it's my great, great pleasure to introduce you to our evening's host, the host with the most. He is, and or was, never mind, the All-Ireland champion storyteller, singer, and leader of the Great Fuchsia Band. Those of us at the Irish Fair who watched the Great Fuchsia Band over the years. an absolute genius upon the Boron. He's a tour master. He's an expert at tea. Anything you want to know about tea, how to make tea, how to drink tea, he is your man, all right? Fantastic dancer. There is not a broom he hasn't jumped over. On all, not a single broom. An actor with many, many credits, including, but not limited to, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, if you ever saw that great, great movie. Longtime associate of Mr. Jimmy Crowley, and longtime best friend, frequent host for Center for Irish Music. You've seen him at many, many egg shows, and we're so very, very grateful to have him back. Martin de Cogan.
Thanks very much, Todd. Dis Marie Vagin Ushla, Fodger Overstock, the Iha Alling Saw, Aigsha CIM, a gala event. Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome in. 100,000 welcomes to all of you, and hopefully some of you brought 100,000 with you. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a rundown of how the night goes, many friends I see here from over the years know the story of tonight, but some of you are new. Some new friends, some old friends, and some friends to be. Outside you saw some of those beautiful goldy boxes. They are the mystery boxes full of gift cards from local industries here in town, and they are $25 or $50 per box. And if you don't like what you got in the box, you can wrap it up and put it back there and spend $25 or $50 again to try a different box. With that, we do have many ways for you to give your donations tonight. And tonight, your donations are tax deductible, so don't be afraid to give more tonight and tonight only. Your money tomorrow will just be donations. So there's also a WOW raffle. Long ago, we had the Wall of WOW. So now, tonight, it's slightly different. We have, this year, an Irish Fair basket, which has a load of little surprises in it. And with that, it has 2 VIP Irish Fair tickets. And those of you that have been to the Irish Fair, the VIP lounge is second to none here in the cities particularly. And other than that, there is a curated collection of Irish whiskey. That's the other WOW prize for your raffle tickets. There's a great selection of whiskies here in the cities. Everyone wants to be a distiller, and we have whiskies from all around the world to wow you. So with that, we have boys and girls who traditionally have been in competition with each other, selling the raffle tickets. And I spoke to one boy today who was very heavy-hearted. He said, "The girls always win." So if you haven't bought tickets yet, or even if you had, call over one of the lads and try and help them out. They really want to win the award this year because they've never won it in the 20 years. Is this our 17th Aigsha and they still haven't won it? And so with that, there's ticketed experiences with the silent auction. There's a silent auction. In years past, there's been 7,430 prizes per year in the silent auction. Tonight, there's less than 20. So there's a few sold out already. Dinner with Nora and Brian, which was a really cheap ticket, I thought, really cheap. That's sold out. There's other things sold out. There's one at the Food Building, which I would love to go to myself. That's on April 10th, and that's an experience not to be missed. Kieran Folliard, who is running for mayor, at the next election. He's building food in Minneapolis. I went over to it. I got an early stage tour. It's absolutely fantastic. We'll have more about that later, but there's few tickets left for that event yet, and you can get that on your phone if you want to bid on it now. If you want to talk to someone, you can call someone over with an iPad and give them cash or Bitcoin or whatever you have. If you're having trouble, you can ask the staff for any help with emptying your pockets tonight, because that's what we're here for, to empty all our pockets. And Minnesota is known, the land of the lakes, just like County Cavan, very long pockets. And we're hoping to reach the bottom of the pockets before 8:30, because at 8:30 we're going to tally up all the numbers and give us hopefully a great number that we don't even have to go through to fund the need. So with that, there's drinks outside, and we hope you've been enjoying the food by Fig and Blue Catering. What was the food outside? Was it all right? If you feel like you need another drink, you can go out and quietly and get yourself another drink at the bar. Check out the wine, beer, non-alcoholic drinks, mocktails and cocktails, especially the Red Locks whiskey cocktail, which is going to be the new big thing, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It's fabulous. So with that, the silent auction and the raffle will be closed at 8:45. So if you have an idea that you would like to take one of those prizes home with you, there is a banjo that we're hoping to get $10,000 for the banjo. It's $2,500 per string, right? So you can get it. You know, there was a lady in California. She comes up to me. We were at my kids' preschool, and we were bidding for a piece of art with all their fingerprints. And she just went up and put down 4 figures on the card for the silent auction. I said, "Jeepers, you're the first one to bid." She says, "If you're going to bid early and bid high. Why mess around?" And there was no more bids after that. So if you're going to bid early and bid high. No messing around tonight. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, the Fund a Need comes in the second half. So those of you that haven't been before, the Fund a Need, that's where we let you know what the ideas we have for next year. We're 20 years handing down the tradition. And we talk about privilege quite a lot. Look, we're privileged. We have running water. You know, there's lots of parts of Ireland still don't have running water, especially in Mayo. And so, you know, we have food prepared for us. We have drinks. We have fine clothes. We have people to come iron our shirts in the mornings, ladies and gentlemen. My shirt today is sponsored by Jan Casey Laundrette and Dry Cleaning Services. So, you know, it's a real privilege that the Irish culture is so strong in St. Paul, Minnesota. If you go to Ireland and you ask people to put St. Paul, Minnesota on a map,
Good.
9 times out of 10, I don't know would they be able to find it. But you ask someone in St. Paul to tell you where Ireland is, I'd say 9 times out of 10 they know where that is. This is a big Irish town. It's always been a big Irish town. Upstairs, if you haven't been upstairs to the McKiernan Library, I recommend you do it, particularly in an off time. There's great displays out there, particularly about the Irish here, 50 years of Irish here in St. Paul, and of the wood cutting fraternity, the loggers, the logging camps. But there's always been Irish here ever since they got rid of the Dakotas. There's been Irish here looking after the land. But with that, the Irish have been part of taking care of each other and taking care of people here in the city, building the city from what it is. We have Father Ireland. Is it an avenue or street? What do you call it? John Ireland Street? Boulevard, sorry. Well, I was waiting for you to tell me, like, but you're very Minnesotan, you know, you'd be like, oh, well, you got it wrong there again. He brought 44,000 families out of the slums of the East Coast to the Midwest. That's what the Irish in Minnesota do. They look after each other. And we're here tonight to look after the privilege that you have to have such deep roots and connections to a culture that goes back thousands of years. The music that will be played here tonight is on the steps that have been walked upon for thousands of years. The tunes will be hundreds of years old. And these children have come into this building, which is starting a new generation of building upon those steps, only because of people in this room that can make it happen. So with that, in the Fund a Need, we'll tell you all about it. It's going to be super exciting. But I'm going to also let you know that if you feel very Minnesotan about it and you don't want to put your hand up and you want to say, well, I'd like to give money, but it's a bit too public for me. Sorry. You know. There are donation sheets around the house, and you can fill out a form, fill out a check. You can meet someone with an iPad. You can give them your credit card, Venmo, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Cormac O'Shea coin, Zelle, whatever you have yourself. And you can give to tonight. Tonight is when it really happens, because that's the affirmation that what they do here in this building is worthwhile. 20 years. It started with 2 people, Kate and Joe, decided their 2 kids should learn Irish music. And here in St. Paul, there should be an outlet for other people like them to have Irish music taught to their kids. and they started it from nothing. And look at where we are. The privilege that we have now to be under the lights of Cormac O'Shea and Natalie O'Shea's building here in the Celtic Junction. To have the Celtic Junction is something every Irish community would love in the United States. And to have a music school where you can bring your kids, meeting other kids. It's not just online, it's not just you one-to-one with the teacher, but you're meeting other kids to play music in the way that you feel that you can express yourself the best. And here tonight, to start off proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Advanced Youth Ensemble. We have musicians on stage, ladies and gentlemen, that are award-winning, and they've been to the All-Ireland Fleadh. We'll tell you about more of that later on. They've been to the Olympics of Irish music, ladies and gentlemen. Will you give it up for Ellie Shermer on flute? Ginger Anderson on flute. Claire Venorni on the fiddle. Beth Bryson on fiddle and banjo. Teddy Brandt on the accordion. Colin Fenton on the banjo. And on this II captain, we have Brian Miller, ladies and gentlemen, who is their director on guitar, who's not coming up. He's leaving them off to sail alone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Advanced Youth Ensemble for your entertainment.
Howdy. How's it going? Hi. Okay, so we're going to play some sets for you tonight. We're going to start off with a waltz written by Johnny McCarthy. It's called Kusnacht. It's a town in Austria. No, Switzerland. Switzerland. I think.
I think it was Austria.
Anyways, it might have been Brian? Switzerland. Enjoy.
everybody. I hope you're having a good night. If you haven't bought raffle tickets yet, you should think about doing that.
And as already mentioned, there's quite the competition going on between the boys and the girls, so think about who you're going to buy from.
And while you think about that, we're going to play a set of tunes. Wait, what is the set of tunes called?
Well, Claire, it's a set of jigs that we call them hopperty skipperty.
Go, Teddy.
Sorry about that.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm bleeding a little bit, but I should be okay.
Here's my code check.
Whoa.
You go ahead.
Thank you.
the Advanced Youth Ensemble. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Where would you get it? Some 10, some 12 years learning music here at the school. And how about that, Colin Fenton playing with 3 fingers, ladies and gentlemen. Cormac, we can get the hazmat unit up here for get a blood transfusion. There was a great Fenton played for Cork long ago. His name was John Fenton. He scored a great goal in 1983 in Semple Stadium for Cork, straight off the ground. I don't know you related. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have another great son of Cork here tonight. It's his first visit, would you believe it, to the great state of Minnesota. His first time in St. Paul. He's been a civil servant for 40 years. He's been a diplomat for Ireland, going out around the world to places like Geneva, Belfast, 2 stints in New York, 2 stints in Washington, D.C., his first time in the Midwest. He's 33 years working for Ireland at home and abroad as a consulate general. Ladies and gentlemen, his father is from Cork, his mother's from Galway. He was born in Dublin and brought up not too far from a field. Will you give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Brian Callahan.
Goramagat Martin Tana Asaram Van Shaw Tranona Egon Egsha Grela. It's great to be here, and it's fantastic in such a great place here in the Celtic Junction Arts Centre. My name is Brian Cahalan. As Martin just said, I've been in Chicago since September as Consul General of Ireland in Chicago and to the Midwest. So it's my first visit to Minnesota, first visit to the Twin Cities, and thanks to Rory Barnwell in particular, who from the Ireland Network, who has helped me a lot with my programme. And it's been a great day so far, and I know it's going to be a great night because Ireland bet Wales today in the rugby. So we won the Triple Crown, and all going well. We're en route to the Grand Slam. But talking of the Celtic Junction, I want to thank Natalie and Cormac O'Shea for their tremendous dedication and work here over the years. They really do wonderful work in nurturing and continuously developing this fantastic space. I got a tour yesterday from Cormac, and I must say it blew me away. It's a great asset to the Twin Cities, to the Irish community in particular, and to the state of Minnesota and to the wider Midwest. I'd also like to thank our talented young musicians that we just heard from the Centre for Irish Music Advanced Youth Ensemble. They're really a credit to themselves, to their teachers, and to their parents. I also want to congratulate the Centre for Irish Music on its 20th anniversary this year. In particular, the Executive Artistic Director Nora Rendell, her board, her team, and all the wonderful volunteers led by Kelly Scanlon on this evening, and all of the other great events and teaching and everything that goes on at the centre. You deserve tremendous credit. I also wish to commend the vision that you have to grow and support the traditional Irish music community here in Minnesota, and to inspire a love for music and lifelong learning. As we saw here just now, that is well and truly underway. And you're certainly passing on the traditions to the coming generation. Turning to the wider Minnesota-Ireland relationship, which of course goes back over centuries, and indeed beyond the foundation of the US almost 250 years ago, which we'll mark next year. The tremendous success of Minnesota and the entire Midwest is due in no small part to the successive generations of Irish immigrants who came here to build a better life for themselves and for their families. They built these great twin cities and many other cities and communities across the Midwest. Today we have a two-way economic relationship with Ireland as the sixth largest overseas investor in the US and more than 700 million per annum in trade between Ireland and Minnesota alone. So we should bear that in mind when we hear voices talking about other aspects of the Ireland-US relationship. Last weekend, the consulate in Chicago moved to our new location on 401 North Michigan Avenue, right on the Magnificent Mile. It's a great location for our new Ireland House, which we'll share with IDA Ireland, the Industrial Development Authority, and hopefully Enterprise Ireland in a couple of years. Anytime you're in Chicago, my colleagues now will be lining me up after this, but anyway, please do look us up and we'll give you a tour of our wonderful new space where we'll be able to host better public events, and it's in a great location just beside the river. So I encourage you to come visit when you're in Chicago. Of course, Ireland and the US are both in a time of transition with a new government in Ireland and a new administration here in the US. Of course, the relationship between Ireland and the US remains the same. It's driven by people-to-people connections. We have worked with President Trump and his colleagues before, and we'll continue to do so. In terms of the people-to-people connection between Ireland and the US, can I just encourage young people and those of you who know young Americans to avail of the opportunities offered by the Working Holiday Authorization, which gives young American graduates the chance to live and work in Ireland for up to a year, similar to the J programs that enable Irish graduates to come over here. So just to spread awareness of that program, which I think would be very important in strengthening the people-to-people connections. In terms of the challenges obviously facing the community, we appreciate the concerns faced by undocumented citizens, and we at the consulate are available to assist in whatever way we can. And indeed, next Monday, our ambassador in Washington, Geraldine Byrne-Nason, will share a conversation between all of our consulates, the embassy, and all of the Irish immigration centres with whom we work closely to try and compare notes on what's happening across the various consular areas. So we're particularly obviously mindful of people, of Irish citizens in that situation. In advance, as I conclude, to say thankfully, can I wish all of you a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, Bannockty na Féile Pádraig Orav Galer, Guramila Mahagat, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thanks very much to Brian. It's a real honour to have the government's representative here at this night, which gives great stead to what we're doing here in St. Paul, Minnesota for the last 20 years, that the Irish representative of the Government of Ireland has taken time out of his calendar year to come and be here with us tonight. Thanks very much, Brian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to you, those of you that don't know her, you will know her very soon, and you'll know her forever, for she stands out in your mind from the moment you meet her, ladies and gentlemen. She's been here. She came as a teacher, following the love for life, Brian Midgie from Bemidji, Brian Miller from Bemidji. She came down from the mountains of Canada, trying to find some flatlands here in Minnesota. And when she came into St. Paul, there was a gig here. She was on the road. She was with a big band, ladies and gentlemen, and she gave it all up to be part of the Centre for Irish Music and Brian Miller's life. And she was with a big band called Outside Track. She did a degree. Did you do the masters? She did the masters at the University of Limerick in music, in traditional music, and it's a band factory in Limerick, and she was sent out from the degree there with the Outside Track. But ladies and gentlemen, she gave it all up for things like the Advanced Youth Ensemble, ladies and gentlemen. She's been here for 15 years. 15 years just as the Executive Artistic Director, Captain of the Ship. Ladies and gentlemen, Nora Rendell.
And I'm only 25 years old. So thank you for that introduction, Martine. And thank you to all of you for being here. I feel kind of short. Can you see me? So thank you for being here tonight. This is a big night, an important night, because we are celebrating 20 years of handing down the tradition right here in St. Paul. So let's just give a round of applause to happy birthday, CIM. And when I first came here, I heard about Kate and Jody actually when I was in Cork with Brian, and I heard about their vision of a school, and I ended up moving here and taking on this role. And I can't believe I'm still doing this, but I can in another way. So tonight we're celebrating 20 years of handing down the tradition. And this organization was founded by two parents. I think Martine was already talking about that. Kate and Jody Dowling, they had two boys, and they wanted to have a music school here in St. Paul. They're both Irish American and had grown up in Milwaukee and Chicago, Irish parents, and they learned music through schools and through their families, Irish dancing, and they really wanted to see that here in St. Paul. And so they created the school, they formed the school, took a lot of energy and took a lot of courage, I suppose, to start something like that here. And then it just has snowballed, and there was obviously interest here, and it's just amazing to see how it has grown. And I have been amazed year after year, as have a lot of my board members, that we keep waiting for things to kind of wane and the interest to maybe kind of flatten out. And it just keeps growing, and the interest just keeps being here. So this really is an Irish place, and there's Irish spirit here. And it's really an honor to serve this community through the work that we do here at the Centre for Irish Music. So here we are 20 years later. We serve over 435 students every year through our programs. It's amazing. And we have 26 instructors who are teaching for us, and they are all incredible musicians. They have masters, just like me. Thank you, Martine, for mentioning my accolade. But I'm not the only one. Did you even know there was a master's degree in Irish traditional music performance? It's awesome. It's at the university. In fact, there's quite a few of them over in Ireland. But we have students who have become teachers who have gotten that degree, where we have masters of traditional music, tradition bearers, recording artists, and years of lived experience as musicians and as community members amongst our teaching staff. We have Irish instructors. We have Dahi Sproul, who's actually here tonight. We're so happy to have him here. Often he's out touring, but this year he's here. So Dahi's from Derry, teaches singing here, toured for years many years of his life with Altan and was with Scara Bray, but he's one of our incredible instructors. We've got Danny Diamond, who's from Dublin, family from Belfast as well. We've got Gavin Strapp from Tipperary, and Adrienne O'Shea, who was born in Dublin, moved here. She was brought here as a baby. So we have Irish instructors, and then we have really highly qualified educators amongst our staff, music education people who really understand how to teach music to people of all ages. So Mary Vinorni is one of our teachers that really brings that specialty. She's a Suzuki instructor. And then we've got Carmen Pasquarella. I'm not going to mention all of them, but I'm just mentioning a few. Carmen Pasquarella, who's a graduate of the school. She just graduated a few years ago. And now she's studying music education at the University of Minnesota. She's bringing a lot of her things that she's learning onto the teaching staff and teaching us the things that she's learning. So it's just really cool. What's the word? Atmosphere here, I suppose. Place for a lot of really wonderful, groundbreaking educational things that are happening here that are related to traditional Irish music, obviously. But it's groundbreaking work that's happening here in St. Paul through the Center for Irish Music. And the reason why is because all of these people, all of these wonderful artists, educators, tradition bearers, they're dedicated to a project called the Center for Irish Music. We're dedicated to handing down the tradition in a way that we know how, which is just the way that we do it. And so it's really wonderful to see that happening, and it's really unique to see such incredible artists working together. And they are dedicated to working together, and it's not always easy. So I've been thinking a lot about this diversity and what does that mean for a traditional Irish music school? What does it mean to have diversity, equity, and inclusion for a school here? And I know that's not something we're supposed to be thinking about, but we're actually thinking about it a lot. So And years ago, in COVID, I was trying to figure out, well, what does this mean for a school? And a lot of people I talked to, they said, well, everybody's on a journey, and whatever journey you're on as the director is really the journey that the organization is going to be on. And so I've been thinking about this, like, from a perspective as a Minnesotan, from an American, which actually I'm not, but I'm close. I have a green card. I'm Canadian. But also, I'm married to an American. I've lived here for a long time. I know what it's like to be American. And then from an Irish perspective, and a Canadian immigrant. But to fast forward through all the deep thoughts, what I'm really learning about is the key to diversity and equity and inclusion. It's to be ourselves. It's to be who we are, and it's to know who we are, which is a harder thing to do than it sounds. So we have to look into our history. We have to look into the things that we love, the things that drive us. They might be related to our history. They might not be related to our history. But we need to understand our stories. And if we know our stories, it is a privilege. And if we don't know our stories, we should try and find out. And then if you don't know what your story is at all, you have one in your heart. You have one in your soul. And you know who you are. So what we're doing here we're helping people to understand that, and that's so much. It's also what it is to be an artist, right? A good artist is somebody who knows themselves and is so in touch with who they are that when they then perform their art, they inspire you. Just like if you witness that art from that person who really understands who they are, it inspires you. And you don't know why, but you just saw it with the kids. Like, it's kind of amazing to hear them play that music. And so here, the art that we do is traditional Irish music, and we do it because we love it. So we'll see what else I had written on this piece of paper. But the work that we're doing, what I was gonna say is I'm an idealist, but I'm also very practical. And I bring the two together as the director of the Center for Irish Music. And I find music is a very practical art. People need music all the time. We're listening to music all the time, and people need music. It helps you to relax. It helps you to just feel like everything's normal, and there's music everywhere. It's on TV, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. Music is it's something that we all need in our lives, and it's something that we're all consuming constantly, always. So to be able to play it yourself and to be able to create the music yourself, there's a great power there. And then to understand the music that we're playing here and to be able to play it and inspire others, there's a real power in that. So what we're doing here at the Center for Irish Music is we're helping people to have that power just through literally giving them the skills, the stories, the history, and the context of this gorgeous musical tradition connected to dance, connected to language, connected to place. And but we're also helping our students to understand who they are, whether they're Irish, whether they're something else. They might be a huge mix of all of those things. So tonight, and I will, because Martine was mentioning the Dakota, I'm taking a class as part of our diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm taking a class at the Celtic Junction. It's amazing, and it's called it's called Parallels and Polarities, Indigenous and Irish Colonization. And it's taught by these two incredibly brilliant Irish American women, Rita Davern and Nora Murphy, and they both have worked and spent a lot of time getting to know. Rita, she has great friends in the Dakota community, and Nora has lots of friends because she wrote grants for the Lower Sioux community for 30 years. And they were generous enough through those friendships to bring some of their friends here. So 2 weeks ago, up in the multipurpose room in the Center for Irish Music, there was a young, the word young now when I'm referring to adults is, I never know what to say. But anyways, he was probably in his 30s, a young gentleman, and named Reuben Kiddo Stately, and he's a singer. Well, he's a firefighter, but he's a singer. He's a Dakota singer, and his family goes back on this land 12,000 years back. So he has connections through his ancestors to this land, and he brought a drum with him. He brought this a drum that he made, a sacred drum that he made with an elk, and he told the story of the songs that he was singing. He told the story of his drum, and then he sang 2 songs in the Center for Irish Music space, and these beautiful, beautiful songs. And it was very moving. For me, it was very moving, and I was actually in tears for hours after this. It was quite moving, and I was trying to figure out what was it about it that made me kind of fall apart. And I think it was, we spent years, 15 years for me, but 20 years for others, teaching traditional Irish music. I'm very child-focused. I love children, so I've been working with kids and trying to think, how do I explain to these kids that what they're learning is an ancient and meaningful tradition that means something to thousands of people across the world, like what they're doing matters to people that they don't know and who don't know them. How do I explain that to them? They're just like playing, they're like, oh my gosh, my mom made me practice the whistle, that's like what they're thinking. And I'm like, but you're doing so much more than that. And it doesn't really matter, all of that doesn't really matter so much. But when I saw Reuben sing this song, I thought, if they saw Reuben singing this song, his own song, and if they heard him tell the stories that he was telling us, they would understand immediately. They would just kind of understand the sacredness of it. And so it's the beginning of hopefully more that we will do. But what we're raising, so back to my practical side, that's my idealistic side, maybe, or maybe it's practical, I don't know. But what we're raising money for tonight is accessibility. So this is traditional music, this is folk music, and we want people who love it, anyone who loves it, and so many people love it, we want them to be able to learn here. So how do you learn how to play the harp if you don't have a harp? They cost like $4,000. So we're raising money. We raised money for a harp last year, and it was immediately getting played by a young person within weeks of our fundraiser last year. So this year we're raising money for a set of pipes, 2 sets of pipes, 2 sets of learner pipes. Our pipes teachers want us to buy 6 but they cost $2,000 each. So we're starting with 2. We're raising money for an accordion. We're raising money for our financial aid program. We're raising money for the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend. We had NEA funding for that, and the NEA has just gone turned upside down. So we're raising money for that, and that's to bring Irish people here to turn the light on for anyone who meets them and kind of is inspired by meeting tradition bearers from all over Ireland. We bring them here every year in June for outreach and for training new instructors and new leaders in our community. So that's what the Fund a Need is. You'll hear more about it later. But thank you for being here, and have a wonderful night. And we're about to play some music for you. So thanks so much.
Nora Rendell, everybody. So Todd, we're just going to give you a rundown of the Fund a Need. So it gets quite wordy in the second half. So we're just going to lay a few seeds like Johnny Appleseed. And what's the starting bidding?
The starting bidding, Martine, is the $5,000 level. That is for student scholarships and financial aid.
And for 2,500, 2,500 is for bringing the tradition bearers here to St. Paul. We'll tell you what that means in the second half.
The $1,000 level, Fund a Need, is for accessible Irish instrument rental, so we can provide instruments for handing down the tradition.
And if you're willing to give $500, that will help amplify Centre for Irish Music's outreach into the greater community here in the Twin Cities.
At $250, that goes to a new generation of teaching artists. That is to say, folks who will come and help with primarily the summer camp program that we have here, very important, bringing in new young people to help.
And then at $100, you can help with the rental instrument repair and supplies program. And that's something that helps quite a lot of people.
And at the $50 level, that goes towards constructing and maintaining the Common Tunes for All, a common repertoire, our bank of tunes that people learn when they come here.
So that's the Fund a Need. It'll come in the second half. There's also, they tell me, 12 mystery boxes left outside. 12 golden ribbons with gift cards for local businesses here in town outside. And there's 7 seats or less left on the silent auction for the event on the 10th of April at the Food Building, where Kieran Folliard is going to bring you around a big tour of the Food Building, show you all the USDA meats that he's got hanging out to dry. And he has a massive stone cut by himself that they mill the grain there to give you a better quality grain for the bread. It's beautiful bread. Have you had the bread from Food Building? It's lovely. And then he's going to have a beautiful meal catered, and he'll tell you the stories of how he's going to run from there. And so with that, there's only a couple of seats of that left. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 26 teaching instructors here in the Centre for Irish Music. 26. Isn't that amazing? Here in St. Paul, living and breathing. And so we're going to have half of them here in the first half, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment. Are you nearly there? You're not nearly there yet. Who's been here before? Tell me anyone who's been here before. Right. And who's never been here before? Who's their first night? There's a few, but that's great. You're very welcome here tonight. You're great. You're good? Yeah, you're good. You're right, Chad? Yeah, Chad looks... Right, Ellen Pipes don't come in till the second half. Okay, so... Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, to my right, your left as you're watching, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Froelich on the piano, whistle and voice. Ladies and gentlemen, on flute, Ian Dove McAfee. On the flute and whistle, started as a student here, ladies and gentlemen, has graduated into a teacher, Carmen Pascarella, ladies and gentlemen. Singing for us tonight, playing the flute and whistle, the Queen of the Castle, captain of our ship, Nora Rendell, everybody. On the flute, we have Emily Doyle. On the fiddle, our Suzuki operator, ladies and gentlemen, not the Bazooki, but the Suzuki. Would you give it up on the fiddle, Mary Vernori? And that was Mary's daughter in the Advanced Youth Ensemble, right? The same seat. And then we have on guitar, the first of the guitars. We'll get back to you, John. We'll get back to you. The first of the guitars in Irish music, ladies and gentlemen. A legend in Irish music. The first to play dadgad in the Irish tradition. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from County Derry, Dahi Sproul. On the banjo, we have Gavin Strapp, everybody. And over to the octopuses here. On the uilleann pipes, we have Ryan Benke, everybody. And on harps and pipes, we have Chad McAnally. And to lead the corps right in the middle, on the accordion, he's had a typewriter changed into accordion, ladies and gentlemen. We have John McCormack.
All right, thanks everybody. As you might know, you probably know, most of you have been here before, we instructors break up into 2 groups each year, and we're group 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we are. Group
As in
one.
number 1, we're number 1. Nowhere to go but up from here. So it's fun every year because we get to play with, some of us play together a lot and some of us don't, so we get to play in a new mix of people. It's kind of a random group each year, and it's never the same twice, so these 11 people certainly have never played in a band before. So it's fun for us, and we get together and put a set list together of tunes and songs and have some rehearsals, and that's what brings us here. So, yeah, the great thing about Irish music is, why this works is people that don't play together get to play together. We're friends in the music, and we're all doing the same thing. We're working on traditional Irish music, and it works, and I've seen it at sessions when people come from out of town or people move here or people just start an instrument. You might walk into a town with your instrument, a complete stranger, and by the end of the evening you have half a dozen new friends. And that's what the music does for us. It's part of the community. And it's a nice thing you do when you enroll your kids or you enroll yourself. And it isn't just for the music, it's for the culture and for the community. And we listen to one another, encourage one another, and accept one another, no matter your age or background. And that's the kind of community that I think is kind of in short supply, and we really need it now more than ever. So it's nice to be part of that. All right, the first thing we're going to do is some jigs, and we're going to call this first one, it's Tom Billy's, we call it Mary Van Orney's Favorite. I played it at a session, and Mary, she made the mistake of letting me know it wasn't her favorite jig. So I played it every week. And then...
until she liked it.
Made me record it on a CD.
And then I taught it to my student, Teddy Brandt, who's also Mary's student. And I said, be sure and play this for her. It's her favorite jig. And he did. So there we go, Mary Van Orney's Favorite. That's what we'll call this one. Thank you.
Thanks. You bet. Thanks a lot. Not anymore. I'm just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks very much. I think I have a wilty microphone stand here, so I might be going down like this. Anyhow, we're going to do a song now called Castlewin Tugain. It's a song in Irish, and I heard this version first from a record that I got in school when I was about 14 or 15 by a great piper called Seamus Ennis, and on the album he played the Ellen pipes, which I'd never heard before, and played whistle, and he sang in Irish, and he told stories. So, but that had a huge effect on my life, speaking of you know, music and handing on music and what influences you. So we're going to sing this little song. I just want to say, would you give another round of applause to Nora Randall for that amazing speech she gave? It was absolutely superb, and it said so many things that we feel and we struggle to say. Anyhow, this is Castlewin Tugain. Arina vart kathachas in sedu hi shome Isker mo kalin jas a yo in yamu hagin bakin Nagar kasume shach ejach Maro sharka gaskragal mathir Skarachan van the machme a kasu and Is ma vinto yom a story mofri Ma vinto yom as korti Ma vinto yom gahol after the kri Shemalom gafan nadom jedoni Tam a hiom sel hiel a blien Shin a kri lafte Gus ni vahid na bresra pesa thon skjallne Agus tam a hiel a blien Iskan fwed ag a martin Is vergal a fia mer jo gamog kom na ye Is ma vinto yom a story mokri Ma vinto yom as korti Ma vinto yom gahol at the free Shemalom gafan nadyam jedoni humar vli Gas harrin shishil and sikri Is the an hin yober hawker Elin re Da farin krufen ya Is mirchun and you were fair Is na helo ban lefar nach Is ma vinto yom a story mofri Ma vinto yom as korti Ma vinto yom gahol at the free Shemalom gafan nadyam jedoni Let's hear it for the lady singers.
Could we get a little more keyboard keys in the monitors, please? Thanks.
So, if you're here, you've probably heard of jigs and reels, I'm guessing. You may know hornpipes or poke as if you're nasty. One of the lesser known types of tunes and doesn't get played quite as much. You got these lovely, like, heartfelt introductions from John and Dahi. Now you've got me. Sorry. One of the lesser known types of tunes, though, is barn dances. And we personally love them, and so we thought we'd take this opportunity to take some out. One of our favorite elements of the tradition is just the handing on of tunes from person to person by ear in this long or interpersonal chain going back, in many cases, hundreds of years. And so in this case, these came to us by way of the lovely player Tara Diamond through our fellow instructor Danny Diamond, and now we are shamelessly lifting them wholesale from his ensemble. These are the Northeast Quick Step and the Cornrigs.
I got it. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
much, everyone. So, like Martin was saying, I've had the great opportunity of growing up through this school, and I can just say that I'm a testimony that your money is worth it.
Did you hear her playing? Isn't she beautiful?
I was talking to Gavin backstage, and Nora was like, "It's been 20 years," and I go, "Wow, the school is as old as I am." So next we're gonna play a beautiful tune called Lord Inchiquin, and this tune was introduced to me through Brian Miller, and he brought it to me as I was taking a part of a ensemble called the Taking Flight Collective, and the CIM made this ensemble for graduates of the Advanced Youth Ensemble who were kind of sticking around the cities just to come play some music together. I was a part of it along with Ava Sakharov, who's now up studying environmental science and music at the University of Minnesota Duluth, and Maureen McBurney joined us, and he's also up in Duluth. And before me, Adrian O'Shea was a part of it with Jojo Giorgio and Ian McKenna. And it was just a great opportunity to get to make some music with everyone that I grew up with. So now we're going to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoy. One, two, three, 1, 2.
Thank you so much. We've got a couple more for you. I'm going to sing you a song. And this is a song that was written by the father of some of Dahi's very good friends, the Needonals, or Myra Needonal and Trina. Those are the sisters. And he wrote this song for his children. And it's a lullaby. And it has a chorus that I'd love you to sing along with. If you've ever heard it before, please sing along. And if you've never heard it before, you'll know it by the end and sing along anyway. It's a beautiful song. And I also wanted to just do a shout out to our new instructors who haven't been to EGSHA before, who are on stage here with me tonight. So Gavin Strap of Jig Jam is here tonight. So wonderful that you're here. He's always out on the road, so it's nice to have him here. And for EGSHA, and Emily Doyle here, one of our new fiddle teachers. So here we go. I think the last time I performed this at EGSHA, I had a child about 10 days after, and I think I sang it really, really slowly. So maybe I'll sing it a little bit faster, but please do sing along. Shirbalin Willindo Panastamula Bertermo Wendagas Truhermagula Ishababanalu Ishababalu Ishababalu Chammanis, chammanis, chammani rovit, frich prati baga, gas frich Thank you.
Just beautiful, Nora. So we have come to the last number in our set, and then I think you're going to get to hear a word from Martine, who probably has some very good news for you about the break coming your way. And we are, one of my favorite things about teaching is traditional music, traditional Irish music, is that when we give, when I teach a jig to a student, I sometimes get asked, like, well, can I have an advanced jig now, or can I have an intermediate jig or an advanced jig? And I say, this is that. This music that you're learning will last you a lifetime. And this is a full circle moment for me, because we're going to play 3 reels, the Maple Leaf, Castle Kelly, and Last Night's Fun. And that last tune is a tune, it's probably, maybe, wasn't the very first reel I learned, but it might have been the second that I learned, that I ever learned for Irish music. And so you really do keep playing it forever. So we'll play these off and then hear from Martine. Thanks so much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, your first half concert from the instructors of the Centre for Irish Music. Take a bow, everybody. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? This is what's handing down the tradition, the people on stage here tonight. Just in a minute, we're going to release the doors. And just so you know, there are bathrooms outside here to the right. And if you want to take a tour of the place, you can go downstairs to the Scanlon Music Hall. And there's extra bathrooms down there. Poke your nose in to your donations that made that beautiful extension down there over the last couple of years. But with that, there's only a few minutes left in the silent auction. There's only one ticket left for Kieran Folliard's Food Building Tour on April 10th. Get it while it's going. Maybe we might have a second night of that if it gets very popular in the next 10 minutes. So with that, there is a banjo going, and you can bid at home as well if you want to bid on it in the next 12 minutes. It's a banjo. It's only up to $500 for a D-ring banjo, brand new. No one's driven it yet. And it's a $630 value. There's 5 people watching the bidding. You're all very cagey. Who's going to up the bid first? Take 5 minutes here. Don't get involved in the rush. Look at your phone and up the bid. We have a Celtic Cuties framed picture. There's a beautiful, if you want to get something for someone young in your life, there's a Celtic Cuties section here at the Centre for Irish Music, and they made a whole set of sing-along Cuties albums, and one of those, there was beautiful art made for it, and there's one of those pieces of art on auction tonight, and it's going really cheap at the moment, $225. It could be on your wall for $250. Put your hand up for it. There's only about 5 waiting for it. And then there's a tour in one of the famous breweries here as well that's going. So there's a couple of things left. Get them while they're going. Everything's closing at 8:45. If you want to make a donation by paper, PayPal, or with a credit card, Bitcoin. If one of you has a Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin would finish the bidding for tonight. We don't have to go through the fund need. It's all there for you to do. With that, ladies and gentlemen, please call your bank, your mother-in-law, and your financial advisor over the break, and we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes. Enjoy what's left of the food from Fig and Blue, and finish out the cocktails. Get a Red Locks whiskey cocktail for yourself. We'll see you back here very shortly. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Chagan bot gan granin bracher bilam Ag jaler na grave Mariti lapos moyan Sorrow hakt wanam yekus to fechin choram anaw Buchelyakt bomolo Mar klakt mich Hake gamer chego La hogva jasa value Machal me mostor Ni doi chakachal me mohiu Hisni molam do fog Nan frog a ter kahul bien
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. Take your time getting to your seats. Don't fall over. The ambulance is too far away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how are you getting on? The bidding is now closed. I think, did anyone win the banjo here tonight? Anyone win the banjo? I was on to Jonathan Parker in San Diego. He said he'd get a banjo and he just got rid of 14 of them. Hello to Jonathan and Mary Parker. So, how are you getting on, ladies and gentlemen? Are you having a great night? There was a few people asking outside, how many people here have been to all of the Aikshes down the years? Anyone been to all? There's a few been to all of them. How many have been to 10 Aikshes? How many have been to 5 Aikshes? How many have been to 2 Aikshes? And tell me again, who's having their first Aiksha here tonight? Look at that, that's a great number. That's great. Now, another question someone asked me as we're finding our seats. Tell me now, who here has a direct line to Ireland? Who has a deep connection to Ireland that you know about? And who has absolutely no connection to Ireland in their family line that they know about? That's amazing. Thank you very much for all coming in. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You're making for a great night. I think I'm going to call Todd up for this, and we're going to go straight into the Fund of Need. And as we go into the Fund of Need, think about, when you're going into it, the Irish music that's been taught here, it's not just for people who came from Ireland, or people whose grandparents came from Ireland. And if your grandparent did come from Ireland, you can get on to Brian there, and he'll get you a passport. And no, he said no, he's waving his finger. His vice consul will give you the passport. You can get to him. And if you want to bring a business to Ireland, please contact Brian before he leaves the building. So with that, we're going to get on to the Fund of Need. You can do it on your phone, or we have paddles there in front. Do you want to raise your paddle? Just show me your paddles, everybody. Show me your paddles. That's 5,000 there, 5,000 there, 5,000.
That's the
We
the
have
out
people-
loud auction as opposed to the silent auction.
We have people with iPads and with things for you to strip your credit card, or you can Venmo, or you can do it on your phone. If you come to a point where you want to contribute at the level that we're at, you can hit the button, and Asia is here in the studio giving us the thumbs up when we're done. Give a round of applause to Asia, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing happens on a night like tonight only for all of the people in the background. The amount of staff and volunteers and people that they just pulled in from off the street to get things done to make this happen, ladies and gentlemen. Give everyone a round of applause for such a beautiful night. All right, Todd, we're going to start at the start. Where are we starting?
We will start for student scholarships and financial aid, friends, at the $5,000 donation level for our Fund of Need. This keeps the doors open to people of all income levels who want to come in and learn about traditional Irish music. We want to keep the doors open for everybody. Last year, altogether, there were, for about 12 or 13 students, $11,000 went out. And that's how we keep people coming in, regardless of their circumstances. $5,000 Fund of Need.
And that's not just young people, middle-aged or old people. It's everybody. Anybody that wants to come and doesn't have the means, there are ways for them to come here and express themselves through Irish music. We need three people maybe, if we can have, or 4, we could do 4, or more, yeah, or more, right. Have we got one or a couple, you could do 2.5 each, to give us $5,000 right here, right now. Put your money on the line. Did you call your financial advisor? Wait, he didn't pick up? Right. Maybe it was a she didn't pick up. Right, is she here with you at the table? Maybe she should be. $5,000. Who'll give me $5,000? Have we one great donor here tonight who'll put their hand up and give $5,000, particularly for financial aid, helping out those that just can't? $5,000. Who's going to do it for me?
Thank you, Asia. $5,000 donation just came in.
There you are.
Come on.
Amazing. $5,000. Right, we're down to 45,000. 45,000 to go now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's skip on. Have we got a second 5,000? Have we got a second 5,000 before we go? Second 5,000 going once, second 5,000, second 5,000 going twice, second 5,000, second 5,000. Sold to one 5,000 donor. Okay.
All right.
We're coming up to the next level, which is 2,500. That's bringing tradition pairs all the way to St. Paul from Ireland. What does that mean? Bringing someone from Ireland who grew up in the tradition, who grew up maybe in a household of Irish music or went to the struggle of getting tapes of Seamus Ennis and listened to them really slowly, bit by bit, to try and figure out the tradition. And they scoped Ireland for all the grains of sand of Irish tradition, which they bring in their bag anywhere they go, and they bring them here to St. Paul for a weekend in June for MIM, the Minnesota Irish weekend.
That's June 5 through 8 this year, this coming fan. That's the Minnesota Irish Musicians Weekend.
And so what they do is they have to pay for the P3 visa, right, which costs a lot in lawyers' fees. There's a lot of lawyers here tonight. You might donate your facilities. And so they have to go up to the consulate, the US consulate in Dublin, the embassy up there, to get their passport processed, hopefully in time to get here for June. Then they have to fly out. And so for one tradition bearer to come, just to get them here, before you even pay them, is $2,500. And to meet someone like that, particularly for young musicians who are just practicing because their mammy told them, and they see this cool person coming in, playing music, just flowing out of them, is just an aha moment for a lot of the kids here. And then they want to go back. They want to go to the All-Ireland. They want to win trophies, just like the musicians that come, just like Joe Giorgio, who went and won the Bown Or at, which is a big deal. It's the gold medal at the Oreada competition only recently.
And Joe and his partner, Ian McKenna, second place All-Ireland in the duos. Absolutely. People, we've had folks coming like Oisin McDermott, Conal O'Grada, Rita Gallagher, and my favorite of mine, we just only lost him sadly, Matty Joe Seamus. That was a magic year when he came around and told us about the music.
17 years they've been doing
Stunning.
the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend. 17 years they've brought in 83 world-class musicians in Irish music. 17 years I still haven't got the call.
Martine, you're here now. You're here now.
No, I actually,
You're
I
here?
did get the call when I was living in Rochester, but I couldn't make it. But I can make it now.
He's right here. He's standing right
Next
here.
year. I'm not available this year, but I can make it next year. Anyway.
Hand something down real quick.
It would have
Okay,
been
go ahead.
82 if I had come. So have we got 2,500? Is someone going to put their hand up for 2,500? We have one here.
There's one. Bless you.
That's fantastic.
$2,500.
Have we got another one?
Fund a need. This is a great need, friends.
Is
Rita
the-
Gallagher.
Is the paddle going to fly up in the
Oisin
air?
McDermott.
We can bring in the best of Irish musicians here to St. Paul, and you can sit with them at a table here and see how they chew their steak. Have we got another 2,500? Have we got another one? We're looking for
2,500.
two. Have we got one over there?
2,500!
Fantastic. That's two.
Oh, lovely.
I know
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much.
Your wallets are shaking. Your wallets are shaking, trying to get out of your trousers and put your hand in and put up the paddle for another
That's why we didn't call it
2,500. Have we got
trouser
another 2,500? I see people wiggling in their seats, wiggling in their
Hey,
seats. We have a third one.
2,500.
Look at that. Unbelievable. They've given already. They're giving again. Fantastic. Thanks very much there to the front table. We're having notes here from Asia.
All right, many, many thanks to Mike and Bev O'Connor for the $5,000 donation that came in early. Mike and Bev O'Connor, so very, very grateful. Thank you so
very
much.
Have we got another 2,500? 2,500 down the back of the hall. I see people loosening their collar. Their ties are getting very tight. We're all starting to sweat here. Who's Martin looking at? Have we got 2,500? Have we got one more? One more before we close it out. 2,500 going once. 2,500 going twice. Bring in someone Irish, a superstar here to St. Paul to ignite the fire, to be a Johnny Appleseed here to the students of St. Paul. One more. Have we got one more? 2,500 going once. It's great to be awkward, you know. It's great to kind of leave that kind of sit for a while. 2,500 going twice. Sold. We're moving on. We're moving
All
on.
right, we're moving
All right,
on. All
what's
right.
next?
Next, at the $1,000 fund to need level, this is for accessible Irish instruments, folks. We need to purchase traditional Irish instruments here, make them available to the folks who come in. And specifically this year, we are looking for a C-sharp D accordion. Yeah,
It's a
let's hear for
very-
the C-sharp D.
It's a very unsociable instrument. It costs a lot.
And then we are also, as Nora mentioned earlier, we are trying to get our hands on 2 sets of Lerner uilleann pipes, friends. I'll never forget the staff meeting when our instructor emeritus, Tom Klein, sat down, and he's a very reserved and calm individual, Tom Klein. Very calm. It's hard to rile him up, and he sat down and he said, we need some better pipes. We need some better. Trust me, that's Tom's version of, I'm melting down! Where's the pipes? We need them bad, friends. We need them bad. 2 sets at the $1,000 level.
And you saw the 2 sets here, the full octopi were here with all of the drones. But the starter set is just the chanter and the bags. It's called the uilleann pipes. That's the elbow pipes. When Cromwell came in 1649, he strung up all the pipers and harpers. And so they tried to make the pipes quieter. It was a thing that was happening in quite a lot of places where the pipes were. And they took the bellows from the fire, it's the very same thing, and they stuck it to the bag. So instead of you blowing into the goat skin, it's a bellows, which are uilleann, that's the elbow. So they're the elbow pipes. It's not the hokey pokey. But so they have the drones, instead of the drones going over on the war pipes, they're now going over the lap, and then they have regulators going onto it, and that's a very big step to be part of the regulators. So without the regulators, and without, maybe there might be 1 drone, that's a starter set, and that's $2,000 just for 1 of those. They want 6 of them so they can use them for spare parts. They're like Lego. You can take them over and switch them over and back.
On the Ixay Ipes Bay. We're
So-
trying to keep it on the Oundole.
So we got a note that there's a $15,000 match for anyone that gives from $1,000 or less for these next few ones. So any dollar you give now is worth 2. So if you put your hand up for $1,000, you're giving $2,000 to the Centre for Irish Music. You'll only get a tax-deductible donation for $1,000, just to be clear about that one. We got 1,000.
There is.
We got 1,000.
1,000 donation. Do we see any more 1,000 donations?
Have we got
Any more
another
1,000?
1,000?
Is there a hand up over there?
Paddleless
1,000? I
hands
see 2 hands over
swimming
there.
without
too.
a canoe. 2 paddles over there. That's 3. 3,000s. Have we got another 1,000? We've
more.
got 1.5 sets of uilleann pipes. Have we going to get a second set?
Oh!
Oh, Tom Klein.
Oh!
That's 4. 4 for Tom Klein. That's right. Put your money where your mouth is, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That's fantastic. It's a tax-deductible donation. Sure, we might even be paying taxes in the future. But with that, have we got another one? Have we got one more? Did I see a fan of Irish music going up into the air? Have we got another one? We've got 4 $1,000 donations. Asia's coming in here we have 3,000 came in online. 3,000 came in online.
We're funding a need.
We're funding a need. So we're getting closer to our goal of 50,000. Have we got another 1,000 down there? Lisa Richardson, thanks very much. Another 1,000. That's going towards the accordion. It's going towards the accordion. We have enough pipes now. We're working towards the accordion. Are we going to get a second row? Are we going to get a second row accordion? Anyone for 1,000? Second row accordion now. We've only got the melodeon so far. Yeah, on it. Joe, she's said no awkward, unsociable C-sharp Ds, just the BC. So, yeah. So, have we got a second row? Are you going to give 1,000 for a
Can't we all
BC
just
one?
get along?
Yeah. You got 1,000. So she's given 1,000.
$1,000 from John Donald.
Stipulations that it's just
Stipulation.
BC.
All right,
Okay.
from Joanne, we'll do an earmark.
Before
okay?
BC, before CIM. Okay, so have we got another 1,000? Have we got another 1,000? Have we any more? Another 1,000? Are you putting your hands up? You're getting scary now. I'll be over to you. Have we got another 1,000 for the C-sharp D? It's super awkward. Like, it's hard to play any tunes in a session with anybody with a C-sharp D. That's why they have to spend a lot of money to get it. Right, we could buy more uilleann pipes. Have we got $1,000 for another set of uilleann pipes? Have we got anyone? Bueller. Okay.
Yep.
Are we?
All right.
Oh, we got one more 1,000 from Kieran Folliard. He's going for the C-sharp D. He wants the C-sharp D. Second row. We have a second row on the C-sharp D. If we have another 1,000, we can get the bass. And have we another? Have we another 1,000 for the accordion? Another 1,000 for the accordion. We can get a 2-row BC. Anyone? Anyone for another 1,000? Last of the thousands now, buying or selling. Last of the, how many? I've lost count of the thousands. Did anyone catch that? We had about
a lot.
A lot.
Lots.
I was at
Ooh,
9,
a lot.
something like that. 9. Have we got the 10? Who will give us one more? Come on. Who will give us one more 1,000 before we move on to the next level? One more 1,000. 1,000 going once. Don't be afraid. Money comes and money goes. It's like a river. It's easier for some. Have we got another 1,000? 1,000 down the back there. I can't see all the way to the wall. Have we got another 1,000? 1,000 going once. For the base of the C sharp D. 1,000 going twice. We'd even get the bellows for free. Sold. We're moving on to the $500
right.
level. Moving on to the $500.
All right, the $500. We are. Now, speaking of making music friends, once we have all these lovely instruments in place, we need some equipment with which to amplify it. We have had many performances this year out in an outreach style, going out into the community, and we also frequently need amplification for sets around here. For example, when we have one of our youth ensembles playing in the lobby at a concert, we need a PA. So at the $500 level, that will help us purchase, that will go towards purchasing a PA for such use, portable PA.
And it would be nice, Cormac said, to have a couple of those because they're really getting gigs everywhere in town. And the outreach is so important. Is there anyone that has seen CIM through the outreach? Did any of you come through the outreach market? So with that, when you go into the diaspora, when you go into the further diaspora and the musical notes hit them, sometimes there's no going back after that hits you. There was a fella came into my class. I was teaching Bowron in San Diego. I'm living in San Diego now. It's awesome. And
dude,
his name was Florine. He was from Brittany in France, and they're very proud. They have a very proud tradition. He was a great photographer in San Diego, and he said, "Oh," he said. He said he didn't know what it was, but even though he's from Brittany, he wanted to learn Irish music. There was always something that drew him to Irish music. And of course, you know the Bowron is the gateway drug. It's not really the tin whistle, it's the Bowron. That's the way in. And so he came to the Bowron class, and I said, yeah, come on, sit in. And he became very good, very quick. And he took his DNA test about 3 weeks in, and he came back. Would you believe it? He was 95% Irish. 95. It turned out that in 1692, after the fall of Sarsfield in Limerick, 10,000 Irish soldiers left and landed in his town in northern France where his parents grew up. Isn't that amazing? So that's generations back that he never talked about anything about being Irish, but it was always there inside him. And it's not until he met with Irish music in the form of outreach that it hit him deep inside that he had to go find it. I tell you, I was on a cruise recently, the Joni Madden Folk and Irish Cruise. Joni, I'm always pushing it. And we were down in the Caribbean, and they had a question and answers with Joni Madden. She's with a big band called Cherish the Ladies, and one of their first gigs was at a Japanese wedding. And they had to play the same tune over and over again because they didn't have a big repertoire. But with that kind of outreach, going into places that you're not supposed to be playing Irish music, right? The places that you don't think, oh, well, if you're not playing for the Irish people in the Irish bar, what are you doing? It's from that they got a gig at the Boston Pops, and they got a 30-show season with the Boston Pops, with the Cherish the Ladies, started their career. So it's the Advanced Youth Ensemble, going into old folks' homes, bringing back to life the Irishness that's in them, going out into schools, touching children with music in a way that ignites something new inside in them. You know, going out to meet people that haven't been exposed to Irish music in a new way. And so, we're trying to get $500 for amplification so they can reach further. Jan Casey gives us $500. $500 there to the paddleless crowd.
Youth ensembles, 5 youth ensembles.
We got another 3. We got a lady down the back there for 500. That's 3. 4 up here at the front. Please, that's his second time with the paddle. It's getting flying.
500.
Have we got another 500? We've got 4 500s. And we could nearly throw a bit more at the C sharp D accordion. Have we got another 500? Have we got the 50?
Hey, there's another 500.
Another 500 there in the middle.
Thank you so much.
Have we matched the 15,000 yet? Have we got another 500? How are they coming online? Anyone at home with $500 under the mattress? There's lots of cash out there. We all know there's cash out there. But did you bring your cash here tonight? Have we got another one with $500? $500 to send and help, not just amplify it, but to give them impetus to go out into the community and bring the love that's shared here at the Centre of Irish Music out further beyond that we can imagine.
Equip our ensembles. Equip them.
$500.
$500.
$500 going once.
$500.
$500 going twice. I think we're fully amplified. Sold. Moving on to the
All right.
250 level.
250 level. Very important level, friends. It is the new generation of teaching artists, as we were talking about with Carmen Pascarella earlier. Many of our young people come up and they get more and more into the music, and they like to become part of the teaching and the outreach portion of the Centre for Irish Music, primarily through our summer camp program. And so at the $250 fund-a-need level, you can help to fund training and support for the new generation of instructors and amplifiers of, well, we did the amplifiers before, of traditional Irish music.
And there's no way to keep this show going if we're not handing down the tradition for those coming up the ladder. And that's what it's all about, giving them responsibility at the summer camps, looking after the next kids that are coming up. And when young people see kind of less younger people and not old people playing music, it's a bit cooler, isn't it, Todd?
I know.
So have we got 250 to look after the youth?
There's
We
one.
got 250 there in the middle. Another
250.
one there
Another
from
250.
David. Have we got another 250? Have we got another 250
level,
going up?
Bringing up that 250.
Keep your
Thank
paddle,
you so much.
keep your paddle
Bringing
up in the air until you have someone come to take your information. Keep your paddle up in the air. Have we got a third one over there? Have we got it? We got another one over there. Is that number 3? Have we got number 4? Who's going to keep your paddle up in the air now? Keep the excitement going. Have we got another 250? 250. We got a 250 down the back from the paddleless
250.
crew. Thanks very much to Kate. Have we got another 250? 250. It's tax deductible donation.
There's another 250 there.
250 here in the middle. Keep your paddle up in the air. There'll be a lot of iPads flying. They'll be going great. Have we got another 250? Have we got another 250? Bringing people in, giving the likes of the youth ensemble a chance to make mistakes, you know, to connect with the next generation. And I found while I'm teaching, I become a better musician because I have to break it down for myself, and that makes me into a better performer, a better musician, that I have the chance to kind of figure out what I'm doing. And sometimes when you're figuring it out, you have to take chances, and you mightn't get it right all the time. And so to give them the chance, with your $250 here tonight, we're giving them the chance to make mistakes, to connect with the young people, and then that they know them themselves, that they're doing something great, that they're starting it from scratch, bringing it up from the bottom. So we've got $2,000 more came in online. 2,000 more came in online. We only have 8,500 left here to raise, ladies and gentlemen. Online, you can send in $2, send in $2,000. Whatever you have, we'll take it here tonight. And if you're feeling shy and you have $5,000 in your pocket, just put your hands up, and you don't have to say $250. You can say, actually, I'll give it $5,000. It's fine. So if we've got another 250, last of the 250s now before we move on. $250. $250. Who's got a hand up? Has someone got a hand up? Have we got a hand up there? Is the last of the hands up? $250 going once. $250 going twice. Sold. We're on to the $100.
All right. At the $100 funded need level, friends, it is for instrument repair. In 2024, 33 Irish instruments, including 8 harps, one which was purchased after last year's fund and need, were rented to 44 students for just $10 to $20 a month. But all the musical instruments in our stable need upkeep, repair. They need replacement parts. Many of them need cases. If you want a good, solid case that you can count on when you toss it in the back of the truck after the gig or before the gig, BAM cases, if we're familiar with those are $300 and up. They're not cheap, friends. So at the $100 level, you are helping us repair and maintain our instruments at the Centre for Irish Music.
Just to restring a harp with new strings costs $300. To make a cover for those harps is $400. And so for a parent to take that on is a bit of a stretch. So to get it for a couple of years at a very cheap level, it's absolutely fantastic. And so to have someone looking after that. They need an administrator, mending, caring for the instruments. They actually call her Lily. And she is the instrument health monitor, right? And so with that, have we got $100?
$100.
We got
There's
$100,
one, two, three.
$200, $300,
Four.
$400. Good man, Joe. Well, have we got another $100, $500 down the back? Keep your hand up high in the sky. We got a $600 here, $700, $800. Have we got one more? Have we got one more? Have we got another $100? Keep your hands in the air. There's a few hands didn't go up yet at all, Todd. A few hands didn't go up at all yet.
Nope,
Keep
nope,
your
nope.
hand high in the air now until it's taken down. Have we got
Keep
another
your hands up.
$100? Have we got, that's $1,000. Have we got another one? Have we got $1,100? Have we got any more? $100? Ah, sure, look it. You'd go out to Burger King now, it'd nearly cost you $100 for a family of 4. Right? Have we got another, have we got another $100? Anyone for $100? You can make sandwiches tomorrow instead of going for dinner. Oh. Have we got $100? Another $100 now. $100, a set of strings for guitars. How much is a set of strings for guitar?
Oh, geez, $12, $15.
How
I
much-
mean, 60, 80, $90. 90 for a set of strings. What did I say? I don't know what I'm talking about.
How much
I'm
does it cost
dehydrated.
to get a banjo tuned up, Brian? For
Fiddle
a
strings.
tune-up hours. And so fiddle strings. How much does it cost for fiddle strings? Too much. Too much, says the concertina player. So have we got another $100? Have we got any more $100? $100 going once. Anyone at home giving $100, you can do it on your phone. Anyone sitting down wants to do it on the phone and you're too shy to put your hand up, you can do it on your phone. Have we got $100? Last of the $100 going once. $100 going twice. Who wants to have the crack putting their hand up in the air with a paddle? $100 sold.
All right, our last level, friends. At the $50 funded need level, it helps to maintain, to produce, and offer the Common Tunes for All. We have here a fantastic resource called the Common Repertoire, from which people learn tunes, so that everybody here at Center for Irish Music has a base of tunes from which they can draw. You heard a couple of them tonight. You're going to hear a couple when this next group takes the stage. And so, for $50 fund a need, you can help us maintain the Common Repertoire. Tunes need support.
When
50.
We got
I see
another
one.
$50 here. The Common Tunes takes about $3,000 to do a new set of Common Tunes. They're using them all the way from St. Paul here to San Diego to St. Petersburg and Salt Hill. Have we got another $50? $50. Keep
There's
your
another
hand
50.
in the air.
Keep your paddle in
hand
the air.
keep your paddle in the air. We have two 50s. Have we got another 50? Jeepers, sure, I'd have a 50 there for the parking ticket. Anyone for a 50? Any more 50? Have we got another three 50s? Have we got a fourth 50? Have we got a 50-50? Anyone for a 50? Last of the 50s now. Have we got more 50s? Another 50
Another
down
50.
the back. Another
Another
50
50.
up, Joe.
Yep.
Joe, it is great to see you. We got another 50 there. She's flying. Keep your hand in the air. There's only a few minutes. They'll be over to you with the iPad, or you could do it on the phone. Have we another 50? Any 50 left? How many have we left to raise, Asia? Are we far off? We've got 5,000 left to raise.
5,000 friends.
That's only, was it? 150s. Have we got 150s? Have we got 150s? 150s here. We got 99 more 50s. 99 more 50s to go. Have we, okay, any more for 50s? 50s? Any of the last of the 50s? Keep your hands in the air if you put the 50 up. If you haven't put your hand up yet and you feel like being part of the excitement, now is your chance.
Common repertoire.
Even if your spouse put her hand up or he put his hand up, you should have a go too. Everyone deserves a treat. Put your hand up for another 50. Have we another 50? Last of the 50s now, buying or selling. Last of the 50s. Have we got a 50? Do you know when you got a 50 in Cork, it means they didn't turn up? Anyone else for a 50? Last of the 50s going once. Last of the 50s going twice online. I hope you're doing a couple of 50s. You didn't have to pay for parking, a code check, or coffee. So we got 4,600 left. You could still give as we're playing all through the night. And hopefully we'll have an announcement before the end of the concert that we've made the goal of 50,000. No, 46,400 is no mean feat. Give yourselves a big round of applause.
You can give online, you can give in person before the night winds down. So thank you so very much, everybody, for the Fund a Need. Joy.
Oh, there's still one ticket at $150 to Kieran Follier's food. I see Kieran putting his hand in his pocket. He's going to buy it himself. There's one ticket left to Kieran Folliard's food building tour. It's beautiful. And even if you don't go that night on April 10th, I invite you to go over and take a tour. They're doing absolutely brilliant stuff. Going down to the real food. The bread you get there is a lot more nutritious. You'd ever wonder what you get from bread in the stores. And so go over there, check it out. They're doing fabulous stuff in the food building and get yourself a bottle of Red Locks while you're there. So, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, the second half of the show, we have some other great musicians here tonight who are teachers at the Centre for Irish Music. On piano, would you give it up for Sean Egan, everybody? She was born in Dublin, but she came over here on a pilgrimage as a child to learn music at the Centre for Irish Music, and now she's grown up to have a degree from UL. And she got the Masters at UL. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? In Irish music performance. And she's bringing that here to the Centre for Irish Music, teaching on the staff. Adrian O'Shea, everybody, on singing and flute. And on the fiddle, we have Abby Romer, everybody. On concertina and fiddle, we have Matty Ernst, everybody. And we have Rosa Wells on the fiddle, everybody. And in the middle, on the accordion, ladies and gentlemen, is that B, C, or C sharp D? On the accordion of the people, ladies and gentlemen, will you give it up for Charlie Heyman? And my co-host for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he still has his shoes on. Will you give it up on the mandolin bowround and song? Todd Menton, everybody. The captain of the Advanced Youth Ensemble and the ship that sails to the Shamrock Shore every Saturday on listener-driven Jazz 88, Brian Miller, everybody. And singing and playing the harp, will you give it up for Hannah Flowers? Enjoy the concert of the second half. Thank you very much. Take it away, everybody. Charlie.
Well, we're going to start out here with a set of polkas. These are all collected from...
Oh, stop it.
If you're feeling nasty.
Collected from a fine Kerryman from Castle Island, County Kerry. He immigrated to this country back in the 1920s and stayed until he died. But he went back home several times, and he composed tunes, and he collected tunes, and he played tunes all over the city of Chicago, where he immigrated. And that's where I'm from. I met him in Chicago. And the first tune we're going to play here is in one of his books, and it's called "The Bit of Shit." And there's a story behind this name. He was playing for a dance one night in Chicago, and while he was playing, a young Irish American, Cuz called him a narrowback, wandered by, and while he was playing this tune, this young narrowback says to Cuz, "What's that bit of shit you're playing?" So Cuz, from that night on, Cuz called this tune "The Bit of Shit." Although it has another name. It may be better. We'll go with that one. But it also has the name of "Johnny, I Do Miss You." And the second tune we're going to play is, Cuz called it the "Thrashing of the Oats." And the third tune and final tune, polka, is Cuz's delight, or Cuz's favorite. And he did, Cuz, it's in his book, but Cuz didn't remember where he got it. So, or from whom he got it. So we just call it Cuz's delight, or Cuz's favorite.
Ready, Charlie?
Yeah. Here we go.
right, friends, thanks for that. Martine mentioned that the bar on is the gateway drug for traditional Irish music. I'm going to have to differ with my fund and need friend. The Clancy brothers are the gateway drug to traditional Irish music, all right? Come on, come on. It's my great pleasure to teach the pub song class here at the Center for Irish Music. We have a great deal of fun. We do, basically, we decide that if it can be sung inside the four walls on a roof of a pub, it's a pub song, yep. But tonight we'll do a proper one. This is a Flogging Molly song, everybody? Woo! Because we're all a bunch of sinners, that's why. And it especially is going to go out to Mr. Dave King, the leader of Flogging Molly, who, as I understand it, I don't have the details, is not doing well. So we'll send out this lovely drinking, fighting, and falling down energy to Mr. King. All right. Well, I know I miss more than hit where the face that was launched to sink, and I seldom feel the bright relief. It's been the worst day since yesterday. If there's one thing I have said, is that the dreams I once had now lay in bed. As the four winds blow my wits through the door, it's been the worst day since yesterday. Falling down to you, sweet ground where the flowers they bloom. Well, it's there I'll be found. Hurry back to me, my wild honey. It's been the worst day since yesterday. Adrian O'Shea and Charlie Hayman. Woo! Though these wounds have seen no wars, except for the scars I have ignored, and this endless crutch, and it's never enough. It's been the worst day since yesterday. Hell says hello. It's time I should go to pastures green that I've yet to see. Hurry back to me, oh my wild honey. It's been the worst day since yesterday. It's been the worst day since yesterday. It's been the worst day since yesterday. Thank you.
folks. We're going to keep it moving along here. I'm going to play a harp tune that's hopefully not too slow to put you all to sleep at this point of the night. This is a tune called Crested Hens that has a much more poetic sounding name in French. It's not actually Irish. I actually mistakenly thought it was Quebecois for about 8 years until this afternoon when I was told that it was it's actually a Balfolk bourrée tune, if you're familiar with French country dancing. So this is a tune called Crested Hens, and I hope you enjoy it. And then the fiddles are going to take it away with a couple of jigs.
As Nora and Martine mentioned earlier in the night, I was born in Dublin, but I was really, really lucky to be brought to Minnesota and raised here. And I'm a very, very proud Minnesotan. But I've spent time living in both places since, and immigration songs have always been really, really important to me. But they've really stuck out to me a lot in the last few years. And they've been really on my mind, just in the world we're living in. And so I have one to sing for you today And this is one I would have learned as a teenager here at the Centre for Irish Music, and it was a great favorite of Frank Pasquarella. And it's one of my favorites as well, as it talks about the east coast of Ireland, where I would have been born and where I would have spent a lot of time. And I'd have very, very fond memories of the places named in this song. But the chorus is where its real gem shines through. So please listen out, and I hope you enjoy. This is The Emigrant's Farewell.
Ship she is ready to sail away. So it's come, my sweet comrades, o'er the stormy sea. Our snow-white wings are all unfurled, and soon we'll swim in a watery world. Don't forget, love, do not grieve, for my heart is true and cannot deceive. My hand and heart I will give to thee. So farewell, my love, and remember me. Farewell to Dublin's hills and braes, to Killiney mound and silvery streams, where many's the fine long summer's day we loitered hours of joy away. Don't forget, love, do not grieve, for my heart is true and cannot deceive. My hand and heart I will give to thee. So farewell, my love, and remember me. It's now I must bid a long adieu to Wicklow and its beauties true. Avoca's vales, where lovers
We have one more set of tunes for you. We're going to finish off with a set of some of our favorite reels. Two of them are from the CIM Common Repertoire, so you may know them. And if you don't, you can learn them because we have the technology. The first one is Drogheda Lasses, followed by O'Connor's Trip to Parliament, and we'll finish it off with a pinch of snuff.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? instructors here at the Centre for Irish Music. Give them a big round of applause. Are you going to take a bow? No. They don't do bows, ladies and gentlemen. Too big for bows. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've only a couple of thousand left to raise, and the doors are locked until we... Ladies and gentlemen, will you give it one more big round of applause to the captain of the ship, Nora Rendell, everybody. So tonight can't happen on its own, and we have a lot of corporate sponsors that make the world move here in the Centre for Irish Music. And a lot of these sponsors have been sponsoring year in, year out. Ever since I've been coming, the same names keep cropping up, like Larkin Hoffman Attorneys, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Cole here in the front, if he could only hear us. And with that, a huge sponsor and something that's been a catalyst for all Irish things here in St. Paul, the Celtic Junction Arts Centre, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big round of applause to Cormac and Natalie. And it's not just they sponsored the venue, but they treat this like their home, and they welcome you into their home to make it the best they do. Cormac has been here. He never goes to his own house. He has a sleeping bag upstairs. And they're putting in a shower. He's only got a hose out the front. It was good. It was sunny here today. Once a week he gets a shower. And he's just made a podcast unit upstairs, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that? And every week we have a DJ that comes in from listener-driven Jazz 88, 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. If you're ever stranded on the Shamrock Shore at noon, you'll be listening to the great Brian Miller, ladies and gentlemen, disc jockey of the year. So, thanks very much to the Celtic Junction Arts Centre. We have Quicksilver Express, Jeff Larson. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Jeff, for bringing in the Quicksilver Express. And then did that ticket sell for Kieran Folliard's food building. We've still got one more ticket. He's making up the numbers now. There's 15 going on the night. And so Kieran Folliard, ladies and gentlemen, bringing the food building here, and Red Locks Irish Whiskey. Thanks very much, Kieran, a great sponsor all years now. And last on my list, Nora's got a list as well, an institution here in St. Paul, the go-to for anything that's happening. You'd have the Whispers, and they've been great help to me in San Diego. We've started a tin whistle revolution in San Diego. That's right, that's right. Would you believe, through the Centre for World Music, Jonathan Parker's listening out there, he got me into it first, we've started teaching tin whistles in the schools in San Diego, getting the inspiration from the Centre for Irish Music. We have now funneled Irish whistles right through the back door into San Diego to the tune of 467 Fado whistles in San Diego.
That's too many whistles, Martin.
I know. We're going for the Guinness World Book of Records. But we wouldn't be able to do it without Liam and Maeve and Irish on Grand, ladies and gentlemen. 35 years bringing the best wigs, shoes, chocolates, sausages, marmalade, tea bags into St. Paul. And we're very sad to see them go. They built a house in Rochestown, a brand new house on the Rochestown Road in Cork. Liam's going to have to change his accent now to make it a bit more posh now. When you meet Liam, his nose is a few inches higher into the clouds because they bought a house in Rochestown. But we're glad to know that you're going to a better place. Anyway, enjoy your time in Cork. There's no sales. Everything will be available online. There's no good deals right now. They're all still selling, right? Check out Maeve. Anyway, Maeve is there. Please go visit Irish on Grand before it's gone. Take a picture. Go down memory lane. Buy a chocolate bar for me. Send it to San Diego 92131. And so, thanks very much to Irish on Grand. Nora, who have you got?
Yeah, I've gone to thank our individual sponsors. So Alex Avang, Jim Fahey, Heather and Justin O'Carrick, Dave and Suzanne Reese, Kim and Tim Scanlon, who couldn't be here with us tonight, Tom and Christy Sullivan, and Joanne Vano. Thank you so much for your support. We love you guys. We appreciate it. And then a few other thank yous to Kelly Scanlon, our event chair. You are awesome, Kelly. And then to our right-hand woman, all of us, Kate Durbin. Where's Kate? Thank you, Kate, for everything. She's project manages this and many other things. To all our CIM staff and the entire volunteer crew, please give all the volunteers a huge round of applause. Thanks so much. And to the Celtic Junction Arts Center crew. So we've got Skylar and Austin and Christo and Cormac. Thank you guys so much for putting this together. But most of all, and actually, before what I was going to say, thanks to all of the instructors. Our teachers donate this performance every year in support of the Centre for Irish Music. Please give them a huge round of applause. It's a very valuable contribution. But most importantly, thanks to all of you for being here tonight. This would not be the right night without you. Thank you so much. This is probably the biggest egg show we've ever had. Thank you so much. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, we're
time for the raffle.
Oh, we've time for
Where's
the raffle.
raffle?
Time for the raffle.
Okay, we've got some people who are going to help us pull the raffle tickets. It's time. Maybe we'll turn the lights up a little bit, if we can. I guess this is as bright as it's going to get. So reach into your pocket. Those raffle tickets that you bought from
First prize, a bottle
the
of Blue Nun.
kids are in the Bowron. Do you mind holding this for me? So, who will it be? We have two prizes. One is a basket of beautiful whiskeys, and the other is a gift for the Irish Fair of Minnesota, which includes 2 VIP passes, which is extremely valuable.
Do they get to pick which one they take?
Yes. So the first person gets to choose. So whoever Ginger picks out of the Bowron.
Do they have to be here?
You're picking it, right? Yeah. Are you picking
Can
it?
it be online?
Okay. So
They're not here,
Ginger's
they
going to
can't
pick a
choose.
ticket,
Yeah.
and she's going to read the name out. And if that person is here, hopefully they're here, they get to choose whether they'd like the Irish Fair basket. That's the weekend, second full weekend in August, and it's down at Harriet Island. And the VIP passes are fabulous. You should totally take that one if you can. But if you can't, if you really like whiskey, you can take the whiskey. Okay, are you ready, Ginger? Okay, one, two, go. Imelda Murray.
Do you want the wall of whiskey, or
I guess we can.
do you want the whiskey or the tickets
We can talk
to the
about it
Irish
after,
Fair?
I suppose. Not sure.
You're not sure? Well, the next person might take one.
So,
Okay.
the weekend.
You'll have first
okay.
choice.
Okay, great. And then for the second, oh, sorry, Ginger. Sorry, Claire. You want to do that? No. There you go.
Try the bar.
I think it's Rob Milky.
Oh, Bob!
Rob!
Bob.
Hey, he's here! Hey! Congratulations, Rob! Wait, don't put them back in. Okay, you can put them in my hand.
The raffle's always
Do you
awkward,
like this?
isn't it?
Instruments and
It's never easy.
Cool. Okay. Here. Thank you so much. I'll take that. Okay. Congratulations. Thanks, everyone. We're going to leave you with one final finale. Let's hear it for Martine de Kogan.
Martine de Kogan!
Hi, Zora. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish with a song, and this is a song from Cork written by Donal Mullane. Speaking of an Irish puck goat, a wild goat, it was made into this drum afterwards that ravages through the town of South and Southwest Munster. And you can sing along. It goes, Allelu, Puilaloo, Allelu, Tompokir, Willa. This is a song in the Irish language. And there was an old man told me that an old man told him that if you sing a song in the right way, with the right meaning, the dead will come and sing it with you. Magoalam shir kon roi voro Ikim hio es me doller mel Ke kasviro me gabor kjoi Ak pakkan kron ga say her bella hallelu As y tîr y logo, gysong hwys yn cwrg ser fwyd na mwynga. Hys tash gyda fwr sies y tortogo. Cwys dyn non yn y drum na fwynyw. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Dan poker willa, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ag sin cutting of scown on a rilla for sick on shin of woolen. A shad a hashelim bovo. Left on the moor, not fail a bricka. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Van poker willa, hallelujah, hallelujah. Gardamoor Ballinrostig. Ballinrostig, that's the Irish for Rochestown, where Liam and Maeve are going to. About 6,500 miles that way, but only 3 miles from my house at home. Eg Ballig Forsik on Shin of Willen, the Vol share up the Irksa Toner of Rishton Noah, the Unshakable. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. In the kushlag and tramona, in sagat proshta, machan argana, shedor karabay, on dilbo English. Oh, gavon tro er fokan bulla, hallelujah, 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 tan poker bulla, hallelujah, hallelujah. That's it, everybody. Thanks very much for
Have
coming.
a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Safe home. The bar is still open until all the drink is gone. Thanks very much for having me up here to Minnesota, everybody. Have a great night, safe home, and we'll see you all again. Thanks very much.